Oh, another day, another podcast. Here we are. What did I want to talk about today? I know. The sign-in sheet. Y'all know the sign-in sheet. I'm assuming if you're watching this or listening to this, you've been to the skate park and you've signed in because if you've been there, the sign-in sheet says, yes, you have to sign in. And you wouldn't believe what a pain in the dick that is all the time. It's like BFS sign-in sheet. Yes, you have to sign in. Click submit another response to sign in. And then people, they walk up and they look at it and they're like, do I gotta do this? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what do I do? And I rub my face and I go, dude, just read it. It's so hard. And then they'll they'll like smack the iPad with their whole hand thinking it'll like do something, which is clearly not. Like if you use an iPad, that's not how they work. So I reach around and I go, here, you got to press submit another response right there. The blue link right below the giant text that says click here to submit another response. And they're like, do I got to fill this out? The whole thing? I'm like, yeah, really difficult. It's like 5 questions. Way to go. Jesus. Anyway, so the point of the sign-in sheet is, well, there's 2 things. One, well, I guess the point is it collects data. That's the thing. And then that gets divided into there's 2 things I do with that data. One is I use that data to make decisions for the skate park, for the business. Like when I'm building new ramps or deciding what to keep in stock and all those things. It's like I could look and see, what the people coming here are doing. And I doubt anyone that's listening to this hasn't signed in before, but I'll just let you know it. First and last name, what you're riding, skateboard, bike, scooter, inline skates, quad skates, more than one or other. This year we actually added mountain bike because our mountain bike traffic has gone up dramatically. So I want to know of the percentage of mountain bikes. Of the percentage of bikes which are mountain, because that will also help me tailor my bike features to the riders that are coming to the park. What describes your skill level? First timer, beginner, intermediate, expert. That's pretty funny because sometimes like the kid will hit intermediate and mom's like, you're a beginner. And he's like, Mom. Age, emergency contact number. Then there's usually like a silly question. Sometimes it's a serious question at the end, but usually it's like a silly thing. So like my insurance will ask, how many people come to the park a year? Or how many unique, like, it's hard to kind of describe it. Like, say I only had 5 customers, and each customer came 100 times, right? Some insurance companies want to know how many people, like, how many, it's hard to, I'm botching this right now. Like some insurance want to know that I have 5 customers. That's it. They want to know that there's 5 people that come. Some insurance carriers want to know that there's 500 sessions sold. Like to some insurance, it doesn't matter if it's the same person over and over. To them, every time someone enters the park, it's a unique individual, a unique rider, essentially. Why they do that? I don't know. I'm not an insurance company guy, so that helps me. Also, they don't ask me for skill level, but they do ask me for age, and they probably infer skill level from that. So I give them. They'll give me a sheet, like fill out this stuff, and so I'll just export the Google Forms information, put it in a spreadsheet, break it all down, fill it out, email it to them, and attach the graph so it's accurate. Because the insurance thing's crazy because they're like ask all these questions about all these things, and like especially when I first opened, they're like, how am I supposed to know how many people are going to come? How am I supposed to know how many times each person's going to come? You're just guessing. And it's like they're going to send me this check for like 20 grand or something for insurance, and it's based on things that essentially it felt like I was guessing. It's just like super uncomfortable to do. But now that I'm open and I have the actual data, it gives me peace of mind. A lot of peace of mind. So I thought since it's 2019, I could go back to my 2018 sign-ins and tell you what the statistics broke down. Because people come in all the time to skate park and... Hold on a second, I'm parched. Yeah, people come to the skate park all the time, and they say this to you. Yeah, you gotta pretend like you're like the scooter kids. They pay your bills. And it's just I don't know. It's just a dumb thing to say. One, to just assume that I don't like scooters. Like, they just look at me and they assume, oh, you must not scooter, so you must not like scooters. Stupid thing to say, because it infers that scooters are not likable. And it infers that there's, in fact, a hierarchy of how cool each type of ridership is. Which is also just not right. It's just stupid. A lot of people just think I'm a skateboarder when they see me. I don't know why. Do I look like a skateboarder? Let me know in the comments if I look like a skateboarder. They're going to be like, no, Dave, you look like an I forgot I'm not supposed to swear on this thing. Whatever. So the reality is, scooters are not the majority of who comes to the park, and they never have been. There's been times they have been competitive for that position, but skateboards have always pretty much held that position as being the majority of the people that come here. My internet's acting up, so I'm just going to connect to my phone as a hotspot because the form won't load. Yeah, so not everyone signs in, and a couple, especially some of the past, not everyone that has a past signs in, which they should. But last year, according to my Google sign-in form, I have just over 10,000 sessions sold. Let's do some quick math here. How many weeks in a year? 52. And I'm open, 6 days a week. So that's 312. Let's just round up and say it's 11,000. Math is freaking hard, dude. So that's on average 35.2 people a day. That's pretty good. That's pretty much everything you could hope for. I think when I did my math, when I first opened, I think my in my business plan, the math actually said I needed 35 people a day on average to make it work. But obviously, that's just sign in. I don't know whether that's a $10 skate night or a $25 all day. I don't know that, so you could take it for what it is. I'm gonna go. We're gonna now. The page finally loaded. It feels like my chair is breaking. So I'm gonna give you here. These are the top 10 sign-ins, individuals. So this will be top 10 people who came to the park and signed in the most in 2018. All right. Ready? Drum roll. Coming in at the top, Evan Walls. Number 2, Eli Walls. Number 3, Luca Militello. Number 4, Mr. Walls. Number 5, Cassandra, skateboarder, teacher. She comes a lot. Reese Perkins, Alex Vreeland, Vivian Ford, Troy Rank. Is that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And number 10, rounding it off, is Derek Kemp, skateboarder, older guy. That's pretty cool. Someone in their 40s made it into the top 10. Looks like maybe we got 3 people, 2 people in their 30s, 1 person in their 40s, the rest of them are, Mr. Walls. So 2 people in their 40s, 3 people in their 30s. So that's pretty good. That's probably better than you would actually think. Honorable mentions here, right below Derek. There we got Ian Byers and Fox. So pretty good. Let's move down the list. What are you riding? Here it is, guys. You ready to hear this? This is the question that starts the whole thing. This is why we're doing this. According to the responses, we did 43.5% skateboards in 2018, 33.4% scooters, 17.1% bikes, and the rest of the stuff gets pretty small. I guess here inline, 2.7% inline skates. That seems pretty reasonable to me. Realistic. Yeah. But being that, so the top three of the top four are the Walls family. They're all skateboarders. They came over 200 times last year. 200. Think about that. Over 200 times they were at the skate park last year. That's crazy. I love those guys. We're like a family. I spend more time with them than literally anyone else in my life because they're at the park so much. It's pretty great. So that's going to put, say it's just around, well, to make it easy math, we'll say that it came 230 times, right? That's 7, so it's 700. If I did between 10 and 11,000 sessions and they did 700 times, it's like they're accounting for what? It's pretty good. It does 7% or something. Apparently, oh my god, dude, the Walls family accounts for more percentage of riders than inliners. There are more Walls sessions sold than there are inliner sessions sold. That's pretty hilarious. Sorry, I'm not really trying to bash inliners. Good guys. One of those top 10 riders was an inliner, Troy. He came with us bowling last night. Good guy. What best describes your skill level? I think this one's would be pretty obvious. It's 49.5% intermediate. Most people are intermediate. 30% beginner. Pretty good. 12% expert. And 8% first time. I like that first time. 8% first time is something I like to see as the guy that runs the show, because that means 8% of the sessions were brand new people coming in, because that's what keeps the park alive, is new people coming into the park. They come into the park, and then they're like, dude, this place is great, and then they come back, and that's what keeps us going. So that's what I want to see. Age demographics. So I'll give you the top 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the top 10 most frequent sign-in ages. This is pretty funny, actually. It's crazy that this would break down like that. They actually go in order. 12, 13, 14, 15, 11, 19, 10, 20, and 24. I can keep you down the list to 25, 21, 23. So basically, where's 16? 23, 18, 9, 16, 26, 28, 27, 22, 32, 17. Yeah, so we have more 9-year-olds than 17-year-olds. But that reflects everything that most people know. If you're older than the age of 20 and you ride, you all know that. You know that it's 16, 17 is when you lose them. You know what happens. You turn 14, turn 15, all of a sudden you feel that little tingly thing in your wiener and you're like, oh wow. All of a sudden girls aren't so gross. I haven't had that happen to me yet, but I read about it in school. No, really though, you know the deal. You turn 16, 17. It's the big three. It's girls. It's a license, and it's a pot or alcohol. Once those things come into play, a lot of people fall out. And my sign-in sheet reflects something I already knew, is that you get to those ages, the people fall off, and then a percentage of them come back. Some people ride because it's something to do, it's social, and once the other things come into play, they're gone, and that's it. They were never going to stick around anyway. And then some people ride because they truly give it a crap about it, you know. So I don't know. My boy Luca, is Luca going to keep riding after the first girl touches his wiener? I don't know. Luca, you're going to have to tell me what happens when she touches your wiener. This is probably a little bit too much, probably crossing the line here, whatever. But I've had so many friends that I thought were, when I was a kid, like, dude, your friends are your life, dude. It's all, we were talking about that last night at the park, Harry and the boys doing their sleepovers, and that's all they care about. And then, all of a sudden, it's like, Kevin got a girlfriend, and then you never saw Kevin again. You know what's the worst one, though? God forbid one of your friends gets a Volkswagen. Over, dude. They're never riding again. They're like, dude, I got this Mark IV Jetta, dude. I got the fucking coilovers. And it's done. They're gonna sell their Eastern Grim Reaper, so they can put airbags on their Mark III Jetta that has a cracked turbo on it or whatever. And the 3 people that ever hear this that knows what I'm talking about are going to think that's funny. The rest of you guys think I'm talking Spanish. Whatever. But part of what I do at the skate park is to try to prevent kids from falling out of riding at those ages. And I don't even care if you don't come to the park, don't come to the park. I don't care. Just don't stop riding. Don't. Be the biggest mistake of your life. All right, moving along. Emergency contact number. That's obviously not pertinent to this conversation. So the last question that was on the sign-in sheet in 2018 is still on here, so I'll give you that one. This was what is your preference for the flat/down grindable obstacle in the new section? So that'd be the new section we built in the back. And on the front street section behind the bowl, we put that ledge. Originally, we weren't going to do a ledge. I wanted to do a rail. We had the lumber to do the ledge, so like whatever, we're going to build a ledge. And let's see what people want, because this is why I do the sign sheet. If I was going to build a rail, aka pay a fabricator to make me a rail, and it turns out most people wanted a ledge, why would I waste that time, money, and energy? So this question is going to clarify what you guys want. And you could say, Dave, isn't that unfair? Because the people that come more get to answer the question more. And it's like, no, that's actually perfectly fair, because the people that support me, I want to offer them what they want. So let's break it down here. I posted this on the internet, and it was pretty funny because oh, jeez. So I actually posted it backwards because the 2 blue colors in the graph look similar, and I wanted to play a joke on it. But so 33% of people said, I like the ledge, leave it. Followed by 18% of people said, Nickelback photograph. Oh, jeez. So 15% said round rail, 13% square rail, 11% said no, it's actually a dumpling, and 7% said shotgun rail, double barrel. So I guess we're just going to leave ledge. That's what you want. People apparently like Nickelback more than they like round rails, and I'm sure some skateboarders are going to be like, I like round rails, but the scooter kids are like, round rails are scary. As a biker, whether it's round or square, I don't give a shit. It's a different trick depending on what their obstacle is. So there's the sign-in sheet. There's the answers. I got low battery on the camera, so I'm going to wrap this up now. This is a pretty long one. We're sitting at 20 minutes. This is the longest one yet. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. Hopefully I didn't say too much. I got to go make breakfast, more bacon, and then I got to open the park. Do the BJ's run today. That's fun. No, it's not at all. So, yeah, you know the deal. Same crap you always say. It's just like the vlogs, hit subscribe, remember, hit that bell icon to get notifications. Whatever, screw it. Yeah, If you're on iTunes or Google Play, give us a review, shoot us a comment. YouTube, same thing. Like, subscribe, comment, ask me a question. We'll answer it in the next podcast. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else. What was it? This is hard. Whatever. You know the deal. Got the banner back here. Walk the walk, talk the talk, shred the gnar. That's the thing, because at the skate park, it's where you pretty much walk the walk. On the podcast is where we talk the talk. Shred the gnar is what you should do all the time. Hopefully, before next week, I'll have a longer one of these where I sit down with someone, we actually talk about something. A little more nuance in that one. So, yeah. Good, great. Gonna take the gavel here and say, podcast over, adjourned.